Okay, so to start this off, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I may not be the best resource for this, but if you're absolutely lost, right, and you have no idea what to do, this video will sort of help. Just know that the end of this assignment, the highest fee and lowest fee, I haven't done yet, but I figured something was better than nothing if you were still stuck, and I said I would help. To be honest, I just did an annotated bibliography that was like 8 pages long, and then the day before that I had a bunch of bias. Anyway, let's just say I was busy, but I managed to go through the chapter and get enough to at least get like what the program requirements are. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through what I did, so that way you can, I don't know, maybe if you're messing up somewhere, you have some problem or whatever, then you might be able to figure it out. Anyway, so start off by importing IO exception scanner, Java.io. These are the only two new ones, the first one and the third one. Anyway, that's just setting it up. Those are my constants. Those are my integers, or not my integers, my variables. These are the exact same ones I used from the last project. String title, SC user for file name. I didn't actually do that in this. This is just greet the user. Uh, say hello to the user. That's basically what this does. Anyway, so you create a scanner. I have it, so I'm gonna run the program really quick so I can show you. Oh, what I do? Oh, I was working on this part, so let me just go ahead and just do that really quick. Oh, lovely. Why does everything gotta be so hard? Okay, so it says, hello, this program gives you general information on all the current utility companies in the United States. Please press enter to continue. Press enter, and boom, bada bing. Let me scroll up because there's a lot of information. So it gives you the title, right? The title, energy consumption, two blank lines. Then it starts with the utility company. Now that I see, I should also have space there. Then it does the street number, street address. Uh, what is that? I don't know what that is. Then it gives, state or city, state, zip code, kilowatt per hour rate, and the monthly cost. Okay, so that's basically what all this here. So I'm gonna have to explain this in some depth because I don't even understand the whole entire thing. But all you need to know is, right, you need to get your file. So let's start off with going back to where I was. So we just printed out, we greeted the user, right? And then we created a scanner, nothing new there, right? And then I did keyboard.next line, right? So I basically just wanted them to press enter so that way they understood what the program did, right? So this does technically nothing except make them enter. And then this displays the title, right? So then here's when stuff starts getting interesting. Right here, we open the file. Okay, so this is the file that she gave us. Um, let's see, right here, it says, oh, that P shouldn't be there. That was someone was testing. Um, let's see. It says the company profiles will read the text file utility.txt. So I literally I opened up that thing and copy pasted it and then downloaded it. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the utility.txt or whatever, right? Anyway, so this opens the file, right? Utility.txt scanner, and then this reads the file, right? So instead of putting system.in, right, we're not reading system input. Now we're reading the file, right? Because utility is the file name or what the file object. This is technically an object. Um, And again, I shouldn't be claiming to know everything here because I just like looked at this chapter. I don't even know half the stuff. Anyway, this is what's important. So I saw that they used a while loop to do while input.file has next. I have no clue what the has next method is. I just know that you need it. Alright, I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't have enough time to get into depth in understanding why I need an input file that has next or has next method in an input file. Input file, what would that be classified? Input file scanner. I guess this scanner object, but anyway. So that scanner object has next is a scanner method. Okay. The terminology isn't really that important, but all you need to know is you need to have this has next the condition, the boolean value, whatever, in this while loop needs to be input file that has next. Now, what I did, I was just doing a while loop, right? And I had all this information here, which I'll go through. I had all this information in a while loop, and all that would do was just print out the first one, right? The first, so let me scroll up. The first company. Sorry about that. My brother's in the background. The first, so do Duke Energy, all that, and then it would get to the month, and then it would end. So I did, and then I was going up through, and I was like, I know she wants us to do a loop. I know it has to be some loop. I just don't know which loop, right? And I saw that the thing used a while loop, so I said I saw do while, and I was like, that's interesting. So I'm basically telling it to do all this in here, which I will go over, like I said, do all this while, right? I know that sounds like, I don't know, it just sounds like self-explanatory in a sense, but it's not as self-explanatory as you would think. But anyway, so while this thing in here, the input file that has next is true, right? While that's true, because it will be true until the end of the file, right? While that is true, it will do all of this over and over in a loop, right? And that's essentially how you get all this information here. And it'll basically do this over again. So let's get into a little bit of what this is and stop just saying, oh, it'll do this. Let's actually get into like what we're doing here. So I start off, so assume this is like we're starting off with the, let's see what part of this would be. So we're starting off with the utility company, right? Display company name. We get a string, company name equals input file dot next line, right? So that's the first line. So let's go ahead and open up the notepad so that way you can get a little bit of understanding. So it takes this line right here, this next line, so it's the first line, right? Duke Energy. And yep, so it takes that, and then I think this is where I could change it a little bit. I didn't display the company name. What I should do if I want to organize it is copy this, paste this here, get rid of this, and then that just kind of makes it more readable. It still runs the exact same. I would believe. Then again, I could have messed this whole entire thing up. Let's see. Duke Energy. Yeah, okay, that just makes it a little bit more readable for you. So we did the company name, so we set the string, next line, that's the first line, and it displays the company name, so then we get the next integer, right, because this right here, this 400, that's an integer, so we have to pull the next integer. And then the string address, which is just what I called the rest of this line, right, because it's not a number, so it's got to be a string. I equaled it as input file dot next line. Now this is where I was starting to have trouble because I didn't understand it at the time, but it doesn't go to the next line whenever you do an integer or double, and this will make more sense when I get later, like farther down this do while loop. But anyway, so we get to the string address, right? We have the address and it prints that out. That's cool. And then this is just it printing out the address right here, the address number plus the actual address string, and then I just did a new line character. So then we get on to the city, state, and zip code. I should probably put a comma right here. Alright, so we set up two strings. String city equals next line, string state equals next line. So we're on this line, and that's the first next line, that's the next line. Okay, and then we set up an integer for the zip, integer zip equals input file dot next integer. So that's going to be the next integer because we start on this line, right? Uh-oh. So this is where the zip code's at. So technically, just so we technically know, we're still on this line, right? We're still on this line, but we got the next integer, right? So just keep that in mind. It'll like I said, it's gonna be a little bit more self-explanatory once I progress a little bit farther in here, but just keep that in mind. Anyway, so we print the city, which was the next line, state, and then we get the zip, right? That's pretty self-explanatory, all that right there. Then we display kilowatt rate and get rid of blank space. So the blank space is the part that's what gave me the most difficulty because I wasn't understanding how exactly the next line method worked. But anyway, kilowatt hour rate equals input file dot next double, right? So kilowatt hour rate is this 10 right here. Okay, so input file dot next double, and we're saying system.out print line kilowatt rate plus string dot format, and then this is just me formatting it so that way, because I put if you notice here, I put kilowatt hour rate as a double. That's important because we still need to do all the same stuff we did in the last program, right? So all those calculations, I needed the rate to be a double value so that way I could get the monthly cost. But anyway, so I had it print out the kilowatt rate, and I just got rid of all the decimal places. That way it just displayed as 10, right? And then to display monthly costs, I did literally, I'll pull it up here. This is my first project, right? So I basically went through all my steps because I had them already laid out. And I basically used the exact same variables and everything and just laid it out. The only difference between what I did this time, and let me go ahead and up my brightness here for a second. The only difference I did this time, I believe, was step 4, right? Because we weren't asking what company they wanted, right? I didn't times it by a constant for each of the companies. I just times it by a monthly cost equals or times the kilowatt hour rate, which is right here. So we got that from the next double, divided by 100, and that gives you the percentage, right? So kilowatt hours per month times the percentage, and then this is just me printing it out with a format. So you can go over that in chapter 3 if you want to know how to do the formatting stuff, but essentially this prints out the monthly cost, right? Now here's where I started to get really confused and really worried. So this might be where you're messing up. See why I put these two input files dot next lines? Well, the thing is because we were doing next double and next integers, right? We did 2 of those, right? We were still up here. We were still on this line. So we put these 2 extra next lines, that way we could get it to jump down. So that way we could finally start right here again, right? String company named on next line, and do while loop. So it does these 2, and then it goes straight back up here because this is still true, right? Because there's still more lines of this text file. And it basically does that over and over, and as you can see, it has all that information. Now, as pertains to the highest C and lowest C, personally, I think I'm just gonna find whichever one's the highest and put it up there because I don't know. I just really don't know how about going about highest fee and lowest fee. But hopefully that's the majority of the program. So I mean, hopefully that helps if you were struggling. Maybe if you're struggling with the highest fee and lowest fee, I don't know to tell you because I don't know much more than you do. I literally just got home and read this chapter for the first time today. So been a little bit swamped all this week with work and all that. But yeah, so this video probably went on longer than I hoped it would, and there might have been some distractions with my brother in the room. But hopefully, that covers pretty much everything in here. And surprisingly, this is pretty short, and I didn't comment as much as I should have, and I didn't put certain stuff. Um, but yeah, hopefully this is understandable and helps you out. So I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to send it to you, and hopefully this solves all your questions. But if not, you can message me or text me or whatever, and I'll try to answer any questions that you have if I am not busy, because I still have a bunch of assignments for tomorrow, which is unfortunate, but it's true. Anyway, I guess I'll end the video now.